I can really only do short videos. I'm not being allowed to live stream just yet. But there's something I want to say that may seem strange of someone who believes in the Most High. But back in the days of ancient times, they used to hold heads of people up high and say, either serve my God or die, with swords. Look, they're talking about freeing people from prison, things like that. I hear you. That's a start. But I want to know if they're going to give us our rights back eventually. Are they going to, tell people you can do this, you can do that, you can handle this, you can protect yourself. Okay, no one can be there at all times except for God himself, and that's it. Look, I say this. God forgive me for my words if I be wrong. But I have a certain person and certain people who can't handle the fact that I have the house they used to have. And they keep popping up at my house and in my yard and invading my little space. I wake up and I come outside like, what the world? I catch them and I say what I got to say to them. And I ask them, don't come back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some people try to break in my house. Look, you give me a license to kill, I'll give you a land that's healed. If everybody in America, in my opinion, had the legal right to defend themselves all the way, if somebody breaking your house, if somebody's in your yard with the bull, period. If somebody come at you and you have proof that they're coming at you wrong, if they're trying to hurt you, pure bodily harm, I just learned from a cop. If you feel your life is in danger, you can defend yourself with lethal, force if possible. But it's up to you to be able to prove that it was that way. And it's up to the officers and basically the judges to prove whether you were innocent or not, or whether you acted under, protecting yourself or whatever. Look, sometimes people need help, even law enforcement. Man, you give people a license. Look, that's people who are felons, man, that need their rights back. They haven't been doing any crime for many years. They've been trying to stay within the letter of the law constantly. Trying to keep a good name, keeping their head above the water, if you know what I mean. A lot of people going through a lot of biased bull that people are getting tired of. Some people think it's sweet when you get saved. Like you ain't never been gooned up, like you ain't never been hard, like you ain't never been bought that, like you ain't never had to bleed nothing out. So that would get to the point, it's like, I don't know what they talking about and what type of time they on with all that. So it's like all the fake stuff gotta stop. People gotta realize when you lost something, it ain't yours no more, bro. It's dead. I own that house now. It's mine. Just like when people own theirs. You don't sneak into nobody's house, try to break in and all that stupid stuff like that. This the whole world trying to kill somebody or trying to hurt somebody, you know what I'm saying, because you think it's sweet. Look, I gave my life to God by choice. That doesn't mean I ain't never been thorough, I ain't never been on that. I still got a lot about that in my head, but I try to stay focused on heavenly things. I try to stay focused on the good instead of the bad. I try not to pop off. I got the Moses syndrome. Yeah, I pop off sometime, but I try to keep my composure for the most part. Why I say, you give me a license to kill, that means defending myself. You give me a license to kill, I'll give you a land that's healed, bro. It'd be a lot less crime to me if people know if they do you wrong or they come in your yard or they pop off or they try to sneak in your place or break in your place, you catch them in your car or whatever, anything you can defend, whatever belong to you, they'll stop doing less crime, my nigga. You ain't got to call the law and then you just buck a nigga away. They'll know it ain't sweet. So that's my point. Nigga is not a racism word I'm using because that's just a terminology in which we use to identify each other when, especially like, what up, my nigga? What up, my dude? You know what I'm saying? It's different. From nigga, it's different. A nigger. It's a much different the way we, paraphrase it. But what I'm saying, a lot of people need their rights back, bro, to be able to defend themselves. They're not trying to hurt nobody. They just want to be able to defend themselves. That's all. Nobody's trying to go around hurting nobody, bro. But don't take people's rights away to the point where they can't defend themselves at all. Some people have earned their opportunity to get their rights back. I'm trying to find a way to get my rights back. I'm trying to find a way to get myself straight and get myself on G game all the way to do what I need to do. I don't want to defend myself, man, from an evil nigga. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, I get 100 years. Where they do that at? Really? That don't really compute in my mind. That don't seem quite. That's not. I'm not analyzing that quite right. That don't make no sense. But I want to be able to handle my business. When I handle my business, if somebody come at me wrong, without thinking I'm gonna get 100 years in prison or jail or don't say never better get out myself. Like I said, you give me a license to kill, I'll give you a land that's healed. Because everybody know it's consequences to everything they do. Just like a third world country. You busting one of their huts or their houses, you gonna get the business. They don't call nobody to my please help me. Hey man, dude trying to break my heart, man. I'm trying to stay free, man. Hey man, come get these niggas, man. Nah, give us a license to do what we gotta do, and we gonna handle it. Look, if somebody been like 5 years, to me, he was a felon. He 5 years without doing no crimes. To me, he has the right to have his license, the gun license, and everything. They haven't showed that violence or nothing, man. Come on, man. Especially if you took a deal with no evidence against him, bro. Or her, either one, anybody. They haven't truly showed any signs of that kind of raging, crazy, insane, killer nature or anything. Even if they convict them murder, man, give them that back, bro. Give them their life back so they can live. Everybody has the right to protect their family, in my opinion. I remember in the Bible, study it, show yourself approved. But in the Bible, Jesus asks, how many swords do we have? How much money we have for swords? He said, we have enough for 2 swords, master. He said, that'll be enough. He didn't tell Peter to cut off no ear. But if everybody know you got guns, even if you saved, it's like, okay, we didn't know nobody saved, got no heat. It'll make them stand out like, whoa, wait a minute, I can die here. Man, I ain't know saved people have pills, bro. They had a mind to burn you, or they'll take your life away and end yours too. Man, we wouldn't always save, bro. We just trying to stay in peace. And some people try to take peace as being weak. Get it out your mind. But they give me a license to kill. I take all this crime, crazy stuff that's going against a lot of people on the nonsense, and everybody know they ain't doing nothing wrong. I get my own team put together from different organizations around the world, and we'll end this dumb junk. And then some of my homeboys and people in the hood that I know, I initiate them forward. We'll be a new, since certain people feel like they can't handle it. Look, don't get me wrong, some officers know, much love to you, y'all showed us some love, you do your part, but let us help you now. You can't be there all the time. You're not God. You try, but and some who messed up and shot people or who did some racism, killing, I know all y'all ain't do that. All y'all ain't about that, man. For real, all y'all ain't about just hurting people. But for the most part, we grateful for what y'all do. For the most part, the good stuff y'all do. Don't get me wrong. The ones who trying to live right, even felons, who trying to live right, man, just try to stay out of trouble. Look. But the ones who are going around killing people for racism reason or got evil in their heart, for anybody who's a felon, they need to take that badge and rip it off their chest with blood. And like I said, every person need to be slapped by every officer, and every person that they ever did harm to their family, whatever, just slap. You know what I'm saying? And then disgrace other officers, snatching the everything off of them, man. Stripes and everything. Whew, but that would be real embarrassing. But they'll learn a lesson. But, like I was saying, You give me a license to kill in America, I'll give you a land that is healed. God forgive me for saying kill, but sometimes you gotta cut, like King David did, you gotta cut the head off Goliath, man, for him to leave you alone, bro, because all that nice stuff ain't gonna work. You think the people left that church when Jesus said, you made God's house a den of thieves? Hair, wood, skin, and bronze. Jesus, the way he look at the Bible, you think if he would be like, please, praying like a nun, please get out of the church, stop doing evil. You think he would did that, he would left? Nah. They wouldn't have never left that church. They would have treated that temple even worse. Probably start peeing on the floor in the temple in the church. Peeing on the floor. Man, gee, you talk too soft. Really? Give me a license to kill. That means to protect myself when necessary. Give us a license to kill. Give us all our rights back, and we'll show you a land that's healed. Amen. Flex that. Ain't nobody weak. Just trying to stay in peace, that's all.